Hi everyone, greetings from GDG DevFest Ukraine 2017 edition. This year, from time to time, we're having interviews with speakers at our conference, and right now, next to me, I have Cesar Valiente.
Yeah.
That was correct. Software engineer at Microsoft. I read in your bio that you worked in Wonderlist, Microsoft To Do, and OneNote. Those are all Note apps. Like, what's the difference between those? Can you clarify this?
Yeah. Well, they are not Note apps. So Wunderlist and
Okay, yeah,
To
see.
Do, they are To-Do list apps.
Okay.
To-Do app. And it's fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
And what we are doing now in the Notes team is they are notes. We are doing something regarding notes, but yeah. So Wunderlist and To Do and
Oh, sorry,
Microsoft To Do,
yeah,
they
yeah.
are To Do app.
That's right.
And the other, they are really similar. That's true.
Yeah. So, how you were involved in Wonderlist since the early days? How did it all look like working in a early stage company?
Yeah, actually, when I joined Wunderlist in June 2012, and we were like 30 people, something like that. We had like a nice office, but not. I mean, in the kind of the center in Berlin, one of the central districts. But we were like really like a startup. We had like coaches, and we were like hanging out a lot of time, like after work and work. And yeah, was like I think it was really fun. I think
Okay.
it was fun. I think all of us we learned a lot, not just regarding software, but also regarding the startups world. No?
Okay.
I think all of us will learn like what a business angel is, how an investment round is, what a CEO and a CFO they have to do or to try to get more investment. I don't know, flights and like when they were looking for investment in Silicon Valley, how they were giving us news about new stuff that they were coming. So yeah, I think we learned a lot about different stuff.
Wow, in early stages, when your team is very small, you have to devote time to stuff which makes sense and try not to devote time which does not grow your business.
Yeah.
How did the engineering culture look like in Wunderlist? What you were devoting time to and
Yeah, this is also something that it also I think is regarding or is attached to the how you evolve also as a software engineer, no?
Okay.
By then, in 2012, for instance, I remember in my team, but I think was also in all the teams inside of Wunderlist, we also were learning, no? We were learning a lot, and for instance, testing was not really important for us.
Yeah.
And now I cannot live without test. I cannot just ship a class that without fully unit test coverage, no? So, and by then, we were just doing features and try to do our best, of course.
yeah.
But I think focusing more in as you have said, in shipping, giving the things that they give more value to the product. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. And how did your build process look like? Because at the early stages, people quite often cool CI and CD systems which can shrink your learning cycle, getting feature, getting feedback. Have you got anything like that in, I don't know, what's your ideal continuous integration system for mobile look like?
Yeah, well, actually, I think our process right now is kind of the same that we had at the end of before we were acquired, because also
Okay.
continuous integration to us was something really important, and so we took that seriously. Maybe things like unit tests we didn't take that super seriously at the beginning.
Yeah.
But continuous integration was. So yeah, so we I think we follow the normal trend or the normal stuff that all companies they follow, no? Yeah. So we have our continuous integration server with some devices connected or some emulators. Then we run our tests there. We run the tests. We have also we have code reviews. We have also the different issues, no? When we have bugs that they are also upload to the issue tracker. Um, I would say that we don't have like super crazy stuff or things that I would say
Just like good enough.
yeah, good enough, exactly. Not bad. I mean, not bad at all, but not maybe like, I don't know, I can imagine that, I don't know, probably the process of building Facebook is much, it's crazy.
Yeah. How did your journey with Android start?
Yeah, actually this is a story that I like to tell. So it was in 2008, 2009. I was working full time as a backend engineer in Madrid, my hometown.
Okay.
But also then I started a master science, but just in the evenings, no?
Okay.
And I remember in one subject was like ubiquitous computing. Then one of my professors, he told us like, hey, Google is working in some super cool open source project, operating system, that maybe can go like another alternative against, I mean, not against, but another alternative to iOS and Windows Phone or Windows CE by then, or Nokia phones, no? The cool thing, so to me was like the click was open source, and I've been always like an open source person, always in my all the things that I did in the bachelor science, then my thesis and everything was like I released under open source. So he came with that, and then I remember in 2009 I bought the first Android phone, the Dev phone that I ordered to the States, and then it came to my home.
I like the flip one.
Exactly, with the flip. Was Android 1.4, I think, or something like that. And then I started, like, the good thing is, I was working as backend and I was doing Java. So this was also something really, not exactly not easy, because at the end was a new framework, completely different stuff. But I have the base.
At least, language.
Exactly, that was the programming language. So then I started doing things at home, and then I did my master science thesis. I did like an open source application that I released at the beginning of 2010. So then this was like my first approach to Android, and then thanks to this application that I did, I was working also in parallel as backend, no? But I wanted a change. I wanted like to live like an international experience, no? Like living abroad, like working with international people, because in Madrid, or by then, maybe now I think has changed, but by then your colleagues, they were all from Spain, and probably your neighbors, and so I wanted something new, no? And then I started like some process, and I at the beginning I thought that they were going to be like for backend, no? Because this was what I was doing for the last 3 years, but no, it happened that the recruiters, they want me more like the mobile stuff, the Android stuff. So then at the end, this first approach in the university, the master thesis, thanks to that, they give me the opportunity to do what I'm doing right now. So, yeah.
I know that you're also GD in Android. What's next in Android?
Oh. To me, like big features, I think this is over. I would say that, but also in iOS and Android, to me, I would say that super cool stuff, like for instance in Android, Lollipop was material design, or in Gingerbread was also completely different from Android 1.6. No? I think I think in short term, we are not going to have this more like super cool new stuff, because the operating system it works, is super, is beautiful,
established community,
it's super established. I think now probably, so well, we can see that in Google I/O, no? So we have new things. They are coming always like in every year, in every new Android release. But I think now also like the focus is more like helping developers to be better, no? Like for instance now with the introduction of Kotlin, or now the architecture components, no? So I think they are, the flow or the direction is more like that, no? Like, okay, we already have an established community. We are trying to make them better.
Okay. Tell us, what was your talk here?
So my talk was, the name was Unidirectional Data Flow on Android.
With Kotlin.
Dots, using Kotlin. So the main topic was architecture, was unidirectional data flow. And then the Kotlin part was because I'm using Kotlin also as a main programming language in my app in there at Microsoft, and also I create a sample app that is also made in Kotlin. So Kotlin is like the snippets, no, the samples. And the topic, so the main thing is unidirectional data flow, that is an approach, an architecture where we follow just one direction. We have a global app state that is immutable. We have some actions that they are going to change the current state. And then when we have the new state, then our views, our presentation layer will render following the information, using the information that they have in the new state. Okay. So in this talk, I talk about that, and also like the different components that they make the architecture, how to test, the threading, and this stuff.
How do you feel about like Kotlin becoming the kind of main language right now?
Yeah, I think it's amazing that right now we have like, I mean, it's amazing that the announced by Google in Google I/O, no? Like the Kotlin is an official support language, no? Yeah. So now developers, we have two options, no? Yeah. Java and Kotlin.
Maybe Dart too.
Yeah, with Flutter and this thing, eventually. So I think, so I'm using Kotlin every day, daily basis at work for more than a year.
Okay.
2 weeks ago, I had to do some stuff in Java. Like I spent a week or something like that, less than a week. And oh man, whoa, yes, like I'm not a Java hater, not at all. I really like Java, but the amount of code that you have to type in comparison with Kotlin, and all the things, the cool things that Kotlin gives you for free, immutability, seed classes, extension functions, they are still not in the stable version, but when soon, coroutines, yeah, a lot of things that you, I don't know, that when you are used to in Kotlin and then you realize that in Java, you don't have that, or you have to use some huge libraries, then it's kind of a pain.
Yeah, okay.
And it's a nice language, it's a super nice language.
Okay, let's wrap this up with the last question, like, what would you suggest? How can a person become a better developer? Like the tagline of the conference is like, make the most of development, make the most of you. Where developers should learn, how can they become better?
Yeah. Actually, this is a thing that I talk in. I mean, I always have my idea, and everyone to become a better software engineer, a developer, has a better person, to have a better job. I don't know. To travel more, I don't know. You have to really try to achieve that. You have to work trying to achieve that, to look for that, no? It's not something that is going to come to you. So in the case, for instance, of software engineering and this stuff, being proactive, doing, I don't know, having side projects, collaborating with some open source projects. This is something that, yeah, I don't know, that maybe the people, I don't know, it's like, well, but where can I start? Or where is the place that what should I do? Yeah, try to collaborate, try to help. And eventually, little by little.
Answer Stack Overflow.
Exactly. For instance, the GDE, to me, I was not looking for that. I never looked for that. But I've been doing open source since 2007. Okay. So all the things that I do open source, even if they don't have users, that doesn't matter. I always do open source. Then I started also going to conference, speaking, publishing some stuff. Even if some people, they can think that they are not interesting, but for sure, other people, they are going to find your stuff interesting. So yeah, doing that, and eventually something good will come. For instance, in my case, I was not looking for the GDE, not at all, but it's like an award. It's like a recognition, no? At the end, Google said, okay, Cesar, I think
try it out.
Exactly, what you have done is really cool, so this is you deserve that, no?
Yeah. Thanks, Cesar, for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for
Guys and girls, be proactive and go open source. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.